Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Daily Learnings. So here we share something which we learn daily, and today I have learned very interesting things. So let's begin. So the first thing which I learned today is, so often when we open a package, it doesn't open and we feel irritated. So there is a particular word for it which is called as the wrappage. This thing I didn't know and I came to know today. So yeah, this is one of the things which uh, I think most of the guys also don't know about it. So this is a new thing. The next, the next thing I learned today is a very interesting thing. It is about the number of times we do it. We do it every second, but we don't know how many times we do it. So yeah, so that is blink. So basically we blink because it provides rest to our mind. So it automatically blinks. Okay, we don't control it. It automatically happens. The next thing I learned, an interesting fact is that we blink about 15 to 20 times per minute, which counts up to 1200 per hour, 28,800 times in a complete day. And we spend 10% of our waking hours with our eyes closed. So that's interesting. Now let's move on to the next thing which I learned today. That is a very interesting story of the hare and the tortoise race. Yeah, I know that is a very common story which we have learned, which we are coming here to hear from our childhood. But yeah, it's in a different way. Okay, so let's start it. So once upon a time, a tortoise and a hare had an argument about who was faster. They decided to settle the argument with a race. They agreed on a route and started off the race. Okay, so the hare shot ahead and ran briskly for some time. Then, seeing that he was far ahead of the tortoise, he thought he would sit under a tree for some time and relax before continuing the race. He sat under the tree and soon fell asleep. The tortoise, plodding on, overtook him and soon finished the race. So this is one kind of story which we are hearing from our childhood. So what is the moral of this story? The moral story is that slow and steady wins the race. This is the version of the story that we have all grown up. Now the story continues. The hare was disappointed at losing the race and he did some soul searching. He realized that he had lost the race only because he had been overconfident, careless, and lazy. If he had not taken things for granted, there is no way the tortoise would have beaten him. So he challenged the tortoise again, and this time the hare went all out and ran without stopping from start to finish. He won by several miles. This is another version of the story, and what we came to learn from this story. What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that fast and consistent will always beat the slow and steady. If you have two people in your organization, one slow, methodical, and reliable, and the other fast and still reliable at what he does, the fast and reliable chap will consistently climb the organizational ladder faster than the slow, methodological chap. So it is good to be slow and steady, but it is better to be fast and reliable. But wait, the story does not end here. The tortoise did some thinking this time and realized that there is no way he can beat the hare in a race the way it was currently formatted. Right. So he thought for a while and then challenged the hare to another race, but on a slightly different route. The hare agreed. They started off in keeping with his self-made commitment to be consistently fast. The hare took off and ran at top speed until he came to a broad river. The finishing line was a couple of kilometers on the other side of the river. The hare sat here wondering what to do, and in the meantime the tortoise turned around. He got into the river, swam to the opposite side, continued walking, and finished the race. So what do we learn from this story? First, identify your core competency and then change the playing field to suit your core competency. In an organization, if you are a good speaker, make sure that you create opportunities to give presentations that enable the senior management to notice you. If your strength is analysis, make sure you do some sort of research, make a report, and send it upstairs. So, working to your strengths will not only get you noticed, but will also create opportunities for growth and advancement. But here, the story does not end here. Now, the hare and the tortoise by this time had become pretty good friends, and they did some thinking together. Both realized that the last race would have been much better, so they decided to do the last race again, but to run as a team this time. They started off, and at this time, the hare carried the tortoise till the river bank, and then the tortoise took over the swamp and swam across the hare on his back. Okay, and in this way, on the opposite side, the hare again carried the tortoise, and they reached the finishing line together. They both felt a great sense of satisfaction than they would have felt earlier. So, they both won together this time. So, what is the moral of the story? So, it is good to be individually brilliant and to have strong core competencies. But unless you are able to work in a team and harness each other's core competencies, you will always perform below par because there will always be situations at which you will do poorly and someone else does well. So, teamwork is mainly about situational leadership, letting the person with a relevant core competency for a situation take leadership. So, what do we get in a um, so we can sum up as what we can learn from here. So, first thing is never give up when faced with failure. Second, fast and consistent will always beat slow and steady. Third, work to your competencies. Fourth, compete against the situation, not against a rival. Then, pooling resources and working as a team will always beat individual performance. So that is what I learned today. Thank you guys for watching this video. And if you liked it, uh, to comment and like this video so that we can make more such videos. Thank you.